Welcome to First Wing, a Fourth Wing podcast.
I'm Brianna, and this is the start of my fourth wing journey. Or wait, it's the end of my fourth wing journey.
That's right. And I'm Kendra, an experienced dragon rider, here to help this first year.
Soon to be second year.
I know, we're going to have to come up with a whole new intro for our Iron Flame, although we're not going to change our podcast name, so.
No.
Yeah. Okay, well, just a quick reminder that this book contains explicit content, including swearing, sex, violence, and deaths, and so will this podcast. These next couple chapters don't.
She
have
thinks
any of
about
that.
death. Or
This
he
is true.
thinks about death.
No, and so does she.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, cool. Today we're discussing chapters 38 and 39.
Last episode ended when she slid off of Terran and lost consciousness because she had a poison dagger shoved in her side and also basically used all her magic.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, bad time.
Yeah, bedtime. Okay, good. So we start out chapter 38 with, in the event that you come across a poison you do not recognize, it is best to treat with any and every antidote. Either way, the patient will die, but at least this way you would have learned something.
I know.
And that's like from a new book, Major Frederick's Modern Guide for Healers.
Yeah, I don't think it's been mentioned before.
I don't know if she's read it before, Brianna.
I don't know, but I will say when we get to Zayden's chapter, it seems like a thing that only Zayden would have read. So I
interesting.
I don't know.
Well, I mean, knowing her, she's probably
lives
read
in the
things about
scribes. She lived in the scribe libraries,
Yeah.
basically. I'm sure she just picked up random books.
It's possible. Well, anyways, what did you think when you saw that about the patient dying?
Well, I mean, I didn't think she was gonna die, but
Yeah.
I was like, maybe they've slowly become less and less relevant to the chapters. They're just slightly relevant, not directly relevant anymore. So I kind of just assumed it was not directly relevant.
Okay.
Because that's been the last 4.
Or it's something that makes you worry or wonder.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay, cool. So, yeah, basically this chapter is kind of disjointed because she's disjointed.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, I'd like to say her first line is, I think I might die today, which is her mantra has always been, I will not die today.
Yeah.
So she's got to change of heart here.
Yeah.
But she's falling. And of course no one's gonna, I mean, come on, even Terrence, she's fallen so many times. I don't know why she thought she was gonna just fall and die. Of course, he would have even caught her. Except for in this case, what appears to have happened is Indarna slowed down time and caught her on her back.
Yeah, I kind of predicted that happening. I said that there would be a time that she would fall and that Indarna would catch her and slow her descent, even though she can't really hold her whole weight.
You did, and when you said that, I thought, no, that doesn't ever happen. I totally forgot about this.
But you're probably reading this so fast.
Yeah, totally. Especially here because you're just I just want to get to something. You're just okay, she falls, she's not dead. What's happening? You're going so fast through this chapter. But she does realize that Indarna has stopped time or slowed time or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, and yeah. Is this the second time she slowed time? Did she do it earlier in this same battle? Yeah, so she's using up the last of her strength as well here.
I was definitely worried for her because remember when I was all thinking, what were the dragons thinking? What could they possibly been thinking of? Obviously, leadership is going to find out about Indarna when she suddenly becomes a different dragon, and then Violet suddenly has a different signet, a second one.
Yeah.
I was just like, what? And I was just worried, well, I guess her dying would really solve.
Oh, so you was worried.
But
you were worried maybe
how it would work. If one of her dragon dies, does she still die? Or would they both have to die?
Yeah, it's a good question.
This is very weird. And
an unknown thing, I think, because we haven't had this situation. They haven't had this situation.
I feel if Terran would die, she would definitely die, but maybe because Indarna is still a baby, maybe their bond isn't the same. I didn't know. I just thought that maybe she would die, and that would really make it so no one has to worry about that in the worst possible way.
Yeah. Interesting, yeah.
But she doesn't.
Yep, not here. Just joking. So she lands, and then Zayden obviously picks her up, and he's freaked out and says it's poison, you have to fight it. So then she kind of puts 2 and 2 together and realizes it's the green tip dagger, but she's like, what poison could paralyze me both physically and magically? Which I'm wondering, is she paralyzed magically, or is she just burnt out?
That's what I was wondering too, but then it says that she literally cannot communicate with Terran and Indarna at all.
Yeah, the bonds aren't there.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, well, I can't imagine that's what happens when you burn out. Right? I mean,
Yeah.
maybe it is. I don't know. I think that she's right. I think that it is also cutting off her magic.
Yeah, seems that way.
I don't know.
Like it
I
just
also wondered that. I
totally.
was like, is that actually what's happening? Or did he just use too much magic? That's literally what I wrote.
Yeah.
And then later I was like, oh, okay, no, it kind of seems like it is what's happening.
Yeah, interesting. She's also like, of course he wants me to live. I'm integral to his survival, which I'm just like,
I
back
cannot
to
believe
that.
we're back here. Like, I actually could not believe we're back here. I was like, this is. Oh, God. I thought we were done.
I mean,
with
cut
that.
the girl some slack. She thinks she's dying. Although,
that's
what a horrible way to think.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's the time to be like, oh my God, like we mean so much to each other. Like I should just let my anger go. But no. But no.
Oh my goodness. So we have like a page break because obviously she's lost consciousness. She's coming back basically is the idea here with that page break.
Yeah.
And she's basically hearing this conversation. Garrick is saying maybe it isn't poison, maybe it's magic. And then someone else is talking about the way she whipped lightning straight at the Venon's head. And then I don't know exactly why Bodhi's like, not now. She saved your fucking life. She saved all her life. Like they were saying anything mean.
Right? That was so weird.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe there was a way they were saying it. I don't know.
Yeah.
And then
maybe they sounded like scared of her
oh,
or
maybe
something.
Yeah, maybe they were concerned by how good it was. Oh, because that was the time where she slowed time and like literally like
Yeah.
pulled. Yeah, so maybe there was something about that was just almost too
Freaky.
powerful and freaky. Yeah.
Yeah. That's the only
Interesting.
thing I could possibly think.
But yeah, she did save their lives, and I think Xaden did as well. It was definitely a duel. You know, they did it together.
Yeah, but she figured it out. She figured out how to even do it.
Mm-hmm. True. It was her plan, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, technically Liam figured it out first, but he didn't really convey it fully before he died. And then she was like, oh my gosh.
Right. And then she figured out what to do. She told him to drop the shadows and yeah.
Yeah.
Well, of course, she's badass.
Yeah.
This is Violet. So then Imogen's freaking out here and she's like, we got to get her back to Nolan. No. Nolan. What's Naolan?
That's the writer who died.
Wow, why are their names so close?
I don't know.
We could get her back to Nolan. I was like, that didn't sound right. Nolan. Okay. And she's like, yes, I need to go back there. Oh, and this is where she's like, the mental pathways are not there anymore. She's cut off from Taryn,
Yeah.
from Andarna, and from Xaden.
Yeah.
Xaden points out it's going to be a 24-hour flight, and she's not going to make it that way. She's not going to make it.
No.
She says she'll be dead in 12 hours. I don't know how she knows these things. Maybe she just knows poison, but yeah.
She probably just knows poison and also can feel how fast she's dying right now, maybe.
So this is where Zane's like, I know somewhere closer, right?
Yeah.
And someone else is like, you can't be serious. And then Garrick's like, you'll put everything at risk. And so what are you thinking at this when he says, I know somewhere closer?
I just assumed it was maybe deeper into Poromil, which I guess is dumb because it's like super unsafe over there.
Yeah. Is it Peromiel?
Probably. No, it's probably not even that.
No, it's Peromiel.
Okay.
we gotta get this right or Ashley's gonna keep correcting us now.
Poromil.
Peromiel.
Yeah. So I thought maybe it was deeper into that country. But then I was like, I don't know. It's probably unsafe because like all of the Venom that are invading all the time and killing everyone.
Yeah. When Garrick was saying he'll put everything at risk and Taryn like basically roars at him, Imogen's like, yeah, don't say that. He's gonna eat you. But then Garrick's like, I'm not saying he shouldn't. I'm just reminding him of his stakes. Like he's just making sure Zane's thinking everything through, which I'm sure Zane's not really. He's freaking out. He's
Yeah.
sort of like her life or what, you know?
Also, they still believe if she dies that he'll die, or they still mostly believe that.
Well, they think, like they said here, it's a damn good chance that Zayden will die.
Yeah, so that's something.
I mean, I
to
think
mind.
Taryn would just die on the principle of the fact that they were so dumb. He'd be like, fine, I'm just dying so that Zayden can die too.
He is stubborn.
Yeah.
But also I assume that Taryn is like yelling in his head so loud, which is probably not helping him think at all.
Unless because her pathway's closed, his pathway's closed to her.
Well, I guess we'll see when we get to Zayden's chapter.
Yeah,
I don't know if that's how that would work.
I don't know if that would either. So she's noticing that there's a disconnect between her and Taryn, or she's wondering like if he's suffering, and then she thinks, was the sword poison too?
Yeah, which we wondered about, but I think no.
Yeah,
but I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. What difference would it make if it was?
He would also
Because
be
he has the poison, so that he would
paralyzed.
also have the magic. Yeah, but no, but he's
No,
like
he's a
talking
lot
and walking
bigger.
and flying.
Yeah, it could also just because he's bigger, he would need a higher dose. It could just be hurting him.
Yeah.
But no, I don't think it is because she mentioned the green tip dagger like beforehand.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't think so. So, yeah. So Zayn's just like, I don't give a fuck. I'm like, we have to basically take her. And so he says to her, live up to your nickname and fight this violence. We have to get her to him. Oh, well, he's saying this to everybody else.
Yeah.
We have to get her to him. We ride.
Right. So the second there was a hymn mentioned. I don't know why, but that's when I knew it was Brennan. Like the second it was like we have to get her to him, and then I was like, you're being really like you're not saying who it is, so obviously it's gonna be a surprise.
Yeah. Yeah, I just realized you're saying that to me because I know that you already figured that out. But so Brianna made a little video of her reading the very end of the chapter, and it's going to be posted when this comes out. So you can see that video, but you'll see that like she said to me that it wasn't as surprised, it wasn't as dramatic a response because she was suspecting Brennan at that point.
I was suspecting it, and then I was suspecting it more and more. I don't know, and just like the way that Xaden in his own mind wasn't even thinking the name, like it was just being very mysterious.
Yeah.
So, and again, I had already thought that Brennan might come back.
Yeah.
I was like, if it's gonna be someone, it's probably gonna be Brennan.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, so we have another page break because she has lost consciousness again, and it says hours pass before she wakes again. Although then she's like maybe seconds, maybe days, maybe it's been forever. So I don't know. But she realizes she's flying. She can tell that she's flying somewhere. I wonder, do they just strap her in, or is Xaden? Did we find that out? Like, this is not important. But is Taryn letting Xaden ride with her? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or is Sigale letting him carry Violet? You know what I mean?
That's a good question. Maybe we'll get an answer.
I feel like they wouldn't have just left her sitting. Let's see.
No, I have to think that Xaden is like watching her the entire time. Like,
even if
not
she's
blinking.
strapped in, that just seems dumb just to leave her there. I don't know.
Maybe, probably the smartest decision, if Taryn would allow it,
Yeah.
would be to strap her in and have Xaden ride with her.
Yeah, that's what you'd think.
But who knows?
Anyway, so she's just kind of thinking to herself here, like, you know, it's hurting her. The poison's really hurting her. And she's like thinking, this is an irony that I'm going to die by poison.
Yeah.
Because she's so knowledgeable of it. And she's poisoned a bunch of other people, you know?
Yeah.
But
not to death.
But never to death. Anyways, she also thinks to herself, like, until a few hours ago, I didn't even know Venom existed outside of Fables. And now there's nothing but pain and death. So, that's sad. But anyways, Here she goes again, fading out again. And we have another page break. And this is the last bit of the chapter here. So she wakes up again and she's just like, oh my gosh, death would be preferable to this. She's having a hard time breathing, but she hears Imogen asking, are you sure about this? Oh, she can tell that Xaden's carrying her.
Yeah.
So he's carrying her. And then Garrick's like, stop fucking asking him that. He made his decision. Support him or get the fuck out, Imogen. Like, oh, she's just asking. Anyways. Oh, and then someone else says it's a bad decision.
Someone named...
Is that said later who it is?
Kieran. Bodhi says who it is.
Oh, okay. It might be
Kieran.
Kiaran. Kyran. I think that C might be pronounced with a hard C, like a K. Might be Kiaran.
Okay.
But, you know, I bet you someone will tell us. We don't listen to the audiobooks. All these people listening to audiobooks, they figure this out faster.
But also, like, can you even trust audiobooks?
No, because the Percy Jackson audiobook calls
Gia. Gaia?
Gia.
Whichever one is the wrong one.
Well, Gaia's correct and Gia is 100% not.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry. So back to Fourth Wing. I almost said back to Percy Jackson. Back to Fourth Wing. Okay. Bodhi says, when you have 107 scars on your back, then you get to make the fucking decisions, Kiaran.
Yeah.
And then Taryn roars, which, you know, makes sense. Oh, Xaden says...
Oh, see? Proof right here that he's still talking to Xaden.
Oh, good. Okay, so Taryn is yelling in Xaden's head this whole time.
Yeah.
Xaden says, he basically said that he'll cook me alive if I fail.
Yeah, so he's gonna die one way or the other.
Xaden's gonna die. Well, he's gonna die if she dies, whether it's by... That's what you're saying?
Yeah.
Whether it's by the whole domino effect or Taryn's just gonna kill him.
Like, genuinely, how does Sigale feel when Taryn threatens Xaden?
I think Sigale thinks, oh man, you're just such a grumpy person with a but really fluffy inside. That's what I think.
I was
I
thinking
think
maybe
she's
she
like,
thinks
"Yeah,
it's
you're
like a
not
little
good."
bit funny.
But I also think that she knows that he's not just gonna kill her rider, no matter how mad he is.
Yeah, just maybe maim him.
She might maim him, for sure. He might maim him.
Yeah.
She might as well.
Yeah. But like we haven't really seen Sigale like seriously threaten Violet. I wonder
No,
if she
just
would.
give her the stink eye a couple times. That's
Yeah.
it, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Who knows? Dragons, man. We don't know their
Can't
dynamics.
quite tell.
Yeah.
Okay. Violet's thinking, I swear I feel him brush a kiss over my forehead, but that can't be right.
Yeah, and I was like, I'm sorry, why can't that be right? Like, what is she on right now, Poison? But like,
Was she on poison?
But she's being like so she's like he couldn't have. It's like he said he still likes you.
You're the
You're the one mad at him. Why are you being like, oh, he couldn't possibly do that? What?
I don't know. She had
She's
this
being so
period of
weird.
the book where she actually like made sense and was logical and was on the same
And it's
page as
gone.
us. Yeah.
It's out of here.
I'm gonna blame it on the burnout and the poison.
Yeah, she's not making any sense. Yeah, but then when she wakes up and forgets all that, then she's normal again for like a minute,
Mm-hmm.
and then she remembers again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh God. Yeah. I forgot to mention this because we were so distracted trying to pronounce this guy's name. But that guy who just right now was mentioned for the first time, name
Mhm.
dropped, I was like, oh, he's probably gonna die.
Oh, you're like, he's dead.
Just gonna name drop like 4 times. Kill him.
That's what happened to the other girl.
So Leal.
Mhm.
I did not listen to that audio clip today.
You won't listen to
No. She's dead. Why do we need to know how to pronounce her name?
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay. She's thinking about how you don't keep secrets from someone you care about. All this kind of stuff. And
It's like
she'd wish she just let her
whatever.
die. Yeah.
This is so Kale Westfield and
She's talking about Throne of Glass. people.
and Selena Sardothian all over again.
Yeah.
It's like sometimes you have a duty. Now I get that Kale was like wrong and his duty sucked, but sometimes you still have a duty, and that duty can go beyond a relationship that started 2 months ago. You freak! What are you talking about? It's not like
I'm
you're
so
married.
glad you feel that way because I have the same thing. And when I brought it up once on social media, I was like, so many people were like, no, he sucks. And I was like, okay, I'm just going to slip out of this
I
conversation.
do think. No, I don't think he sucks. I think he could have done things differently. Yeah.
All right, we're going to continue. We're at the end of this chapter. So, she's thinking to herself, I'm the reason Liam is dead. I'm so weak-minded that I didn't even realize Dane took my memories and used them against me. Against Liam.
Right. So like she does understand. Anyways, it's fine. Like she does, like right
We
here.
can just go on forever at this point.
Also, I knew she would feel this way. I knew that she would take full responsibility for Liam's death, and I knew that so would Zayden. So maybe that's something they can bond over.
More blame than full responsibility, but yeah.
Oh well, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just survivor's guilt.
Yeah,
It is,
that's
it's
what it
nothing
is.
new, but it is sad.
Yeah. Zayden whispers, you have to fight. You can hate me all you want when you wake up. You can scream, hit, throw your fucking daggers at me for all I care, but you have to live. You can't make me fall for you and then die.
That was so cute. Oh my god. She probably doesn't even remember him saying that.
Well, I don't think even if she said it, she would remember when she was wide awake.
Oh yeah, no, she doesn't listen to him.
So, okay, so obviously they got somewhere because we get this line, Zayden, a familiar voice calls out, and she's like, but I can't place it. And
Right.
then she hears him say, you have to save her.
Right. This is where it was like 100% confirmed.
That
to
was
me.
Brennan.
Who else could it
I
be?
did not get it until, I literally read that last line and was like, oh my God. I was so excited. And Christina, who was the first one to read this, Christina's my youngest daughter, Brianna's sister, she had read these books first and told me just to read the first one, not to read the second one until the third one came out, because the second one's the cliffhanger was worse. But I read that one with Brennan, and to me, I had to read what she thought about this. I was like, I need to know immediately.
I know. Oh god, we're gonna get into it.
Yeah,
But
okay. I had to go straight to the second book. There was no way I could have waited.
Yeah, I definitely have thoughts once it gets to that point. But yeah, this is when it was like a familiar voice. I was just like, I mean, it's just all added up because like
Okay.
the only other person that maybe would be was like her dad wasn't a mender, so
Right.
like,
How is he gonna
the only
save
person
her?
that's relevant to the situation and a familiar voice
Yeah.
that we're also keeping hidden from the reader It just
Right, because we're definitely keeping this person hidden. This is
Yeah.
an obvious thing. Okay, so we're on chapter 39 now.
yes.
And now this is the first time we get Zayden's POV in the whole book.
I screamed. I screamed. I screamed. I could
Oh.
not believe we got a Zayden chapter. I was so excited. But like also he's definitely different than I expected him to be, I guess. I'm just saying, like, okay, so far, like when we're reading this, I'm like, oh, so he's just like perfect, but she's just mad at him. Like, I was like he just like loves her so much, and he's just like willing to do anything, and he's just like obsessing over her health, which is fair.
But I think
And like,
that's kind of normal when you love someone and they're
I know,
dying
but
in a bed.
it just seemed like if you're gonna give the first Satan chapter, I wanted like I thought I'd get more in depth of his actual personality.
Oh.
But it's like a really Violet centered chapter. So
Yeah,
I was
it
like,
is.
where is any of his depth? That's what I mean. Like
Okay,
he was different.
I still think
because
you're
from
gonna-
Violet's point of view, I feel like you get more of his depth because you
Yeah.
see him like you see some of his emotions and his reactions to things. But here I was like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I want you to read the other POV chapters from this book, which I still have to double check. I'm so sorry
Yes.
to find out if you can read them.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
When I go back and maybe like to like when he was more confused about what was happening and had more thoughts and feelings, maybe I'll feel differently.
Yeah.
But I was kind of like I loved it so much and it was so great, but also I was like, where is his personality?
Yeah.
It's kind of all just Violet.
Yeah, I think this is it's just like you said, it's Violet centered thoughts and feelings at this point because
Which
that's
makes
all
sense.
he.
'Cause
Yeah,
she did almost just die.
Yeah.
So it's not weird.
yeah, but
but-
you wanted more.
I just wanted a little bit more.
We should just get a whole book like the Twilight
Yes.
and did a whole book from Edward's
I
viewpoint.
want her to write the rest
Because
of
I
them.
bet you anything, Zayden is a lot less weird
Yeah.
than Edward.
Yeah, he is weird.
I'm sure
that
being in
book.
his head won't be quite as creepy.
But she really proved her point, the author of Twilight, when she wrote that book. She always said he's just as pathetic as Bella.
And then she's like, people don't believe me. Okay, let me show you what he's thinking this whole time. That's great.
He was pretty pathetic.
Yeah. Yeah, luckily, neither Zayden nor Violet are pathetic. Well, except for when Violet's mad at him for a stupid reason.
Or when she doesn't think he likes her, even though he says it multiple
500
times.
in 500 different ways.
I know.
Okay, phew, back to this. Okay, so this starts out with you're all cowards, and it's the last words of Ben Ryerson.
Redacted.
Redacted. Wow, they're like, we're not even gonna let that go into history.
Yeah, so that's why I'm like, well, Violet could not have read that. I really don't think she read that.
But he
might have been there for that. I don't know. He was getting
No, I
like tortured or interrogated.
no, this is right before execution, and they did say that
Oh.
they all saw their parents get executed.
That's right. So he
Yeah.
probably was there. So I was like, this just really proves my
Proves
theory.
your point. That's great. I love it. I mean, something I never thought of, but
Yeah.
okay. So here we get to hear Sigale in Zayden's head, which is so great.
Uh-huh.
She says she'll be all right, and it's gentler than she's ever used with him
Mm-hmm.
because she didn't choose him. Like, she didn't expect to ever be coddling this guy. She was like, this guy's a badass who
Yeah.
doesn't need anything but maybe a swift kick in the ass every once in a while, right? It says here she chose me for the scars on my back and the simple fact that I am the grandson of her second writer.
Super interesting. And also the one who didn't make it through the quadrant. I'm like,
Right, and
Is
that's
this gonna
such a
be relevant?
question. I mean, like, think about it. He was in the quadrant. If he was his if this is Zayden's grandfather, that means somehow he created a baby.
wait, what?
Right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
That
this
is how that works.
So either someone stopped taking the tonic and there was a little writer, or that was before maybe that was one of the reasons they put in the like rule of
I
having to
have
take
to
the
hope
tonic.
that his grandma is not a writer. Like maybe he slept with like one of the anybody
Like a
else.
scribe or a infantry
Healer.
cadet or a healer or just a village person when
Just
he
a
went into
village
town.
person.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that definitely would have been tough.
It would have been hard, yeah. But
Especially
yeah,
if
so
your
that
dream
means
is to be a writer and you're like literally risking your actual life to just get through the training and then you get pregnant and have to get taken out.
yeah, that'd be crazy.
That would suck.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting. And also like grandson. So like I mean all of these guys are like 20, 21, 22 and
Yeah.
none of them are married.
No.
So, interesting. I wonder if that's a rule though. I wonder if you can't be married. Why can't you get married at 19?
I
I don't
just
know.
think that they're all like, well, again, they kind of
Again, they don't know if they're
it.
going to live through it. so.
Right. I don't know. Maybe the scribes are off getting married all the time.
He
at
could have
this
gotten
age.
someone pregnant and took off to the squadron, didn't know it. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Anything's
true.
possible.
That's true. Maybe he thought he would find bring glory to his family by being a writer and then died in the quadrant.
Sad.
Yeah. Anyways.
Oh, sorry. That's just like a lot of supposition, but
Yeah.
um but yeah, so Zayden's worried because it's been 3 days and she hasn't woken up.
Yeah. Also, I was like, okay, it's been 3 days. Where does everyone think you are? That was my first thought. It's been 3 days. Where
That's
does
a question,
anybody
huh?
think they must think they're all dead from
Yeah.
the venom?
I mean,
Otherwise, they'd be hunting them.
right?
And where were they gonna go? Probably to his house. Like, sorry, but I
No,
don't
this
know.
is that's
I
a
was
it's a
like,
very good thought.
I was basically thinking, like, how could they possibly go back at this
How
point?
long was the war games supposed to be? 5 days.
Did they say that? Oh yeah, they
Mhm.
did have to pack.
So everyone else is still
I guess
playing
that's
the war
true.
games.
I guess that's true, but
Although,
I mean,
He
Dane
didn't show up at
knows.
whatever that weird place was that wasn't on the map that Dane
Dane-
was at.
Dane knows that they weren't showing up
Mhm.
there, or that
Yeah, I
they
mean, you
didn't.
get to figure out, you get to learn a little more about that later, but
Yeah.
not in this.
I don't know. I'm like, I have a feeling that they might not go back, but then I'm also like so confused. So she's just never gonna be like, she's never gonna graduate as a writer. I don't know. Like, I really can't decide if she's gonna go back or not.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't either. In this book, I really had no clue like what's happening at this point. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, so he's been sitting there for 3 days in this armchair and just like not sure whether he's going to be sane or go crazy, just freaking out. I mean, obviously we know that Brennan's healed her. So, but maybe what again?
But
We
she's
have
not
that
waking up.
chapter. We have that blurb that says like he probably doesn't know what this poison is, and he's
Yeah, but he's using magic, not just cures.
that's true. That's true. That's true.
So that should make a difference. Like, he should be
Does
able to
it?
sense if she was
Something.
still dying or not and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah. Well, he does mention here that she looks really fragile, lying in the middle of his bed.
I know. I was like, you're what? Is this your childhood home?
Right?
This one I was like, oh my god, that's where they went. I mean, I knew they went to see Brennan, but I didn't know where Brennan was.
So you figure they're in Tirandor now.
Actually, wait, now that I'm saying that out loud, I did remember that I actually, even when I thought it was Brennan, I still thought that Brennan might be living in Promeal.
Oh, poor Emil.
Sure. No, I think I said it right.
No, I think it's poor Emil.
No, that's the wrong one.
Poromiel?
Yeah.
Gosh, dang it. I think we're just going to have to just roll the dice and say whatever way comes out from now on. Okay.
But this is when I was like, oh, they must be in Tirandor.
He's thinking, I shouldn't have brought her. I should have left her at Basgiath and like left her with Ados or whatever. Like he was like, and he's saying even if it strained Sigale and Terrence, was that the only reason he brought her? I don't really know. Maybe.
No, because it would strain him.
I think he just needed her nearby.
He literally did just kind of prove that they could separate for 5 days by thinking that, I think.
Yeah, exactly.
It would have put strain on them, but 5 days would have been survivable.
It would have been survivable, exactly, yeah. Anyway, so then he thinks about Liam and he's like all sad about it and there's so much pain in his chest and his death is on me.
Yeah, I'm like, well, here they are, made for each other in this regard,
Yep.
I guess. But you know what? For Xaden, it's a lot more true, I would say, than Violet.
Because he did tell, I mean...
No, just because he's responsible for, like, all of them, in a way.
Okay, yeah. And he did tell Liam
to come.
But the reason Liam
Liam
saved
come
her
anyways.
there was because she saved him.
Yeah, but
earlier.
it's her fault for having a loyal friend.
I'm saying that even if Xaden didn't do that, and even if she didn't, I think they would have saved each other.
Xaden could have told all of them not to go into battle. They could have just left.
Oh, okay, fine.
I mean, it would have been the wrong thing to do, probably. Yeah. Definitely.
So it does lean more on his shoulders than hers.
Yeah. But I don't think it's
Technically.
really either of their, like, real faults. But
it's the Venon's fault.
Yeah.
The Wyvern's fault. Okay.
It's leadership's fault.
There you go.
I'm sorry, but a group of, like, third year, second year, all of these children...
First, second, and third year olds
should not be
all sent outside of the
fighting
borders
this war
with nobody else. Okay, good.
by
there you go.
themselves. So really, fuck leadership.
That's where we're at.
That's where we're at.
Okay, good. So, Taryn now bumps into the conversation saying, you should have told her about the venom. I waited for you to impart the information. Now she's suffering. And I'm a little bit here going like, Taryn, you could have told her.
Yeah, Taryn, you could have.
Yeah. But okay, get mad at him. That's fine. We're all getting mad at Xaden right now. And he's even like, fine, he can yell at me as all he wants as long as her heart's beating.
Yeah.
He thinks that he should have done a lot of things differently here. And I mean, I don't know, because I do, like we've talked about, he's got a big secret could kill everybody.
Yeah.
And he's only been screwing this girl for a while. And I get that he really likes her and he knows that she's good at heart and all this other stuff, but there's a lot of reasons not to have told her.
Yeah. I think that even though he maybe saw things about her that proved, yeah, like you said, how good at her core she is, and
How she would
like how she
probably
kept,
understand and care. Yeah.
yeah, even though he's seen that, it is like quite the risk to take with so many people's lives on yours. Like, if it was just his own life at stake, then I would be like, okay, like maybe you should have told her. She's given you like every single clue that she's trustworthy in this regard. But then it's like when you're thinking of everyone else's life, it's like, wouldn't it be selfish of
Right.
him?
Not even just the marked ones, not even just 107, but
Yes.
also all the people in Promiel
That they're saving.
that they're saving.
Yeah, and all of the people in this little whatever that they're rebuilding over here
Yeah.
in Brennan. I
And
really
Brennan.
wonder if it's gonna really change her mind and make her like him more, or make her hate him even more.
Knowing that he kept Brennan's existence from her. Oh my God, right?
I really cannot tell.
Oh,
Ugh.
goodness. I don't know, but I do want to say just here, if you go back and look at the chapter where Liam and her are at the dance, and she says something like Brennan would really hate something like this, and he's like, yeah, and then he cuts himself off.
Really? That's
Mhm.
crazy.
You
I
never,
did-
I obviously would not have said anything to you at that point,
No.
but you didn't even pick up. There was no reason to pick up. It's so not something you would even expect.
I did go back though and look at when she was talking to Xaden about her brother's death and noticed that he like
Never really.
just didn't really say anything.
Yeah, there was a lot of
He kinda just didn't say
carefulness in his
anything.
communication. Yeah.
Yeah. And even went back to the conversation under the tree, and even how they phrased like, well, she thinks that we're responsible, or she could think that we're just as responsible for her brother's death or something. Like however that was phrased was also like really clearly not actually saying he was dead, which was
Yeah.
so crazy.
Yeah.
But while also really sounding like that's what they were saying.
Somewhere in there in one of the conversations, maybe about that day and how, that's the day that Xaden lost his brother. He even says there's something like, you lost Brennan. He didn't say that Brennan died or something.
Yeah.
Like there was the choice of words. I remember on this reread going like, oh yeah, that was a very carefully chosen.
Maybe that's what they said there
Yeah.
too, that she lost her brother.
Yeah. Or
Or
something to
something.
that degree that shows. Yeah.
It's
Interesting.
crazy going
I
back.
know.
I did go back for a few things after I found this out because
Yeah.
he said he never lied to her.
And you're
So
like,
I was
did
like,
you?
"Did you?"
Let me see. I have a record. Okay.
Yeah.
So he says here, my eyelids scratch like sandpaper each time I blink, but I'm fighting sleep with every bone in my body. Sleep is where I hear her heartbreaking scream, hear her cry that Liam died, hear her call me a fucking traitor over and over.
Yeah, I was just like crying so hard at
Were
this
you?
part. I think I
Aw.
cried harder here than at Liam's death, but only because I was reading this like in private, where I was reading Liam's death with my son who kept interrupting me.
Oh,
So I couldn't I kept like getting pulled out of it and then back into it. So this I was like really in the moment, and I was like, this is so sad. My God.
yeah, definitely. Okay, so we're just in his head a lot here. So he's saying he can't live without her, and he's like, I also realize that she risked her own life by giving up a boot for someone else on the parapet. I mean,
Yeah. And I
yeah.
was like, here's the tea talk.
we saw that, yeah.
Yeah.
Like he did at that moment when his eyes, like whatever she explained about his eyes, like you could tell he was like, huh,
Yeah.
who exactly is this girl, you know?
Yeah. I totally like called that we would get him explaining how he felt in that specific moment.
Yeah.
And I was right.
Yeah, exactly. And then talking about her throwing the daggers at his head and just the danger that he had, that just by falling in love with her, basically, the
Yeah.
danger that he's kind of put himself into,
Yeah.
and the vulnerability he like allowed her to see, or whatever, however you want to say that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's just kind of thinking about all this. And he even said we hadn't even kissed and I fell. So he fell for her before they even had that one kiss, which of
Oh,
course we could tell,
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And he thinks about all these different moments where he, really fell for her and he never told her about them.
Yep.
Yeah. So then suddenly she opens her eyes and he's like, you're awake. And then he's like thinking to himself, she's alive. She's smiling.
Yeah.
And she's like, that must be a trick of the light. This woman likely wants to set me on fire.
Yeah.
And this is kind of weird. I was confused when this happened. I thought maybe there was like a little bit of amnesia or something, which maybe it is a slight bit. Or I was so confused here because I was like, she's like, stretching, and she's all like, like smiley, and he's checking her side, like to check to see how the cut is or whatever and stuff. And he's noticing that it's just like a thin little line right now. And he's like, miraculous. And she's like, what's miraculous? So when she says, what's miraculous? He basically answers later and says, you're miraculous. I was fucking terrified, Violet. There aren't adequate words. And she's like, I'm fine, Xaden.
Yeah.
And he's like, I forgot, I thought I was going to lose you and all this stuff. He leans over and kisses her. I think he just kisses her forehead or whatever. But he thinks like, I want to keep us in this one moment where I can believe that everything might be all right between us, that I haven't fucked up the best things ever happened to me.
I know, that was so cute. And I also thought maybe she'd gotten over it too, and then she hadn't.
No.
Oh my god.
Because she's puzzled. She's sort of like, why are you acting this way? Like, she's not really sure what. She kisses him here. They get all kissy, and he's thinking about like she still wants me and all this. Of course she still wants you, Xaden. But he's like, I'll make it up. I'm not saying we won't fight or that you won't want to throw daggers at me, but I swear I'll always try to do better. And she's like, make what to you?
Yep. And
she's still like,
oh
what?
no. Oh no.
He's sort of like, how much do you remember? And then suddenly she starts to think. And now she's like putting two and two together.
Yeah.
And then she starts talking to her dragon.
She probably just thought it was all like a nightmare.
So Xaden's like, don't panic. And Darna isn't quite the same, but she's her. And then he thinks to himself, she's fucking huge now, but I'm not about to say that to Violet. Her gift is also gone, according to Taryn.
Right. So in 3 days, she's fully matured, apparently, into a full-grown dragon or whatever, which means Violet's going to get a new signet in the next book, which is cool. Probably. Assumingly. But 3 days? Didn't it say that she was only like 2 years old, and then it said that dragons, and then it said like when dragons mature. I just really didn't expect this to happen in this book.
But you'll find out more why that happened.
Yeah, but I don't know.
You'll find out more about that.
How dragons work, but this seemed like a
ridiculous,
very fast growth period.
No, you're right. He also doesn't say who it is. He says the healer told me he isn't sure what lasting. He doesn't even say the mentor. He says the healer. What lasting effects the poison might be. Because he's never really seen it. They don't know how long it'll take to get your memories back. Blah, 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 right?
Yeah.
But then she starts looking around. She scrambles out of bed. She looks out the window, and it's it says right here they're in Aricia.
Yeah, which is the old capital city of Tyrrendor until it was burned to the ground.
Yeah. And he says here, the town we've worked our asses off to rebuild from a pile of cinder and ruins.
Yeah.
So she's like, where are we? And don't you dare lie to me. Not again.
Uh-huh.
So she's obviously remembering everything here.
Yeah.
So he basically tells her, no, he says, the way you're looking at me says you already know. And he thinks to himself, there's no way this brilliant woman doesn't recognize that temple.
Yeah.
So she says, it looks like Aricia. There's only one temple with those particular columns. I've seen the drawings. And then he says yes, and he thinks, brilliant fucking woman. And then she's like, but it was burned to the ground. I saw those drawings too. And then she mentions that her mother also saw it burned down and stuff. And he's basically saying, yeah, we're in the process of rebuilding it. And when she's like, why haven't I read about this?
No one knows yet.
No one knows yet.
Yeah.
But this is where you find out Melgren can't see the outcome when more than 3 of you are together.
Right.
That's why you're not allowed to assemble. And that's why he said to her, this relic is a blessing.
Yeah.
When you're like, what? I don't get what that means,
Yeah.
Or you're also wondering why Melgren couldn't know
Yeah, because
the outcome.
Because he did say, like, Melgren can't know because of the relic.
Yeah.
But then I was like, well, what about Violet? Like, she doesn't have it.
Yeah.
Is Melgren just going to see just Violet battling, like, alone?
No, he just doesn't see anything at all. It's
because they're all together.
Mm-hmm.
What a weird, like, how did that even come about? Like, what kind of weird like, it was his dragon who gave them this relic?
Maybe it just fucked with the magic somehow.
That just doesn't even make sense.
Well, sometimes you just have to kind of put something in place a certain way to make things work out. That's what we do when we write books.
Yeah. And, like, how did he discover that?
I don't know.
After?
Oh, that's a question. How did he discover that? Especially because the marked ones have never been in battle.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because they all are in the college.
I know. Huh. It doesn't make any sense.
Huh. Interesting. Okay. Well,
yeah.
Cool. It's a datum, though, that you need to have for the rest of the book series.
It's important.
Yeah, because,
It's very helpful.
And he's like so very proud of her, thinking what a brilliant fucking woman she is and how smart her brain is. And he really thinks her brain is sexy.
Uh-huh.
Um, so he's like, yeah, we're not hidden. We're just not advertising our existence. And then he's like, you can know whatever you want. Just ask. And she says, tell me one thing right now. And he says, anything. And she says, is Liam really dead? Yes.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yes. So then they argue about whose fault it is. Like we said. And he does say, if I told you everything sooner, you would have been prepared.
Uh-huh.
You also would have schooled us on how to kill them. That's not a bad point.
Yeah.
Because she knew a lot more about Venom than they did.
And if she wasn't in the middle of battle, she could have remembered, like, those facts probably a lot faster.
Although, you know what? He saw the book about the Venom that she had, and he could have been like, hey, can I borrow it for some, like, nighttime reading?
It's put me right to sleep. The nightmare fuel that this is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways.
But, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, it does seem like he definitely could have.
Yeah. Anyways, I think he says something. Oh, he gives her the carving that Liam carved and he said he couldn't burn it and that they laid him to rest yesterday and that, you know, whatever. Does it tell you what kind of carving it is? Oh, it's the carving of Andarna.
Yes.
Yeah, the palm-sized carving of Andarna. Yeah.
Yeah, that was sad.
So she sends him out of the house. She sends him out of the room so she can get dressed. And he goes out and Bodhi's there with Garrick, right?
Yeah.
So they're basically, he says to Garrick, like, she's going to have to choose. She'll either keep our secrets or she won't. Which is like, what? Wait, so if she chooses that, what do you do?
Because, like, can you really kill her? Like,
No.
not safely. Lock her up, I guess.
I know. So it's an interesting thing to say.
But I don't think I don't know. Maybe they really think that if she decides not to, then they're just screwed.
Yeah, but I think they kind of go with the idea that she will, because then now they're talking about you're going to have to teach her how to hide it from Ados, you know, and...
Yeah, so does that mean that must mean they're planning on going back?
Yeah.
Like, that sentence makes it sound like they're planning on going back, not, like, hiding away and doing this rebellion thing
Right.
forever.
You do find out here that the Griffin Riders, the Flyers, I mean, the Serena, who's the leader, the one who led them, and her sister are still alive.
Yeah.
But it sounds like the rest didn't make it. Because we never really got to hear the end of this battle. I mean, we know that it kind of ended, though, because he killed the last Venom.
Yeah, which means all the wyverns died.
Griffins, nope, the wyverns died, yeah. So, and then he says, did you figure out what that box was? Someone's dragon was drawn to, it rests in. Oh, Garrick's dragon. And it says that Garrick's dragon is remarkably sensitive to runes, which allowed them to locate and retrieve the small iron box beneath the clock tower. So, like you said, it was still there. It never didn't blow up with the thing.
It was, like, underneath it. Yeah, so I was like, okay, so ruins do have their own type of magic-ish.
Yes.
Otherwise, they wouldn't be able to be sensed by a dragon. They obviously hold power.
Absolutely.
Which I totally predicted. Also, I mean, like, it was obvious.
I mean,
but
generally runes do. That's the idea of them, at least.
Yes, yeah. Like I said, it was obvious. It was like a crazy prediction, but glad to have confirmation. But I was very interested to see what
is this? What was it?
Is there something in it, or is, like, the box itself the treasure? Like, are the ruins carved into the box?
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah. This little section ends off with Bodhi basically telling him that he smells.
Yeah.
And that he's going to go take a shower.
Yeah.
So, okay, so it's an hour later. Xaden's bathed and waiting outside his room for Violet. Wow, she took a long time to get ready, but okay.
Yeah, and Bodhi sees her too, and then says, I'll fetch the backup plan. Good luck. I don't remember noting this.
Huh.
What the fuck is the backup plan? Like, to wipe her memories if she decides not to keep their secret? Maybe that's what their backup plan is.
No, I think the backup plan is Brennan.
Brennan's backup plan, like, if it's like oh, if no, I will not keep your
tries
secret.
To explain, and Brennan's like, hey, babe.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe he's, like, the backup plan into helping her understand more, or, like, swaying her into keeping the secret.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, because if they really wanted to erase her memories, they've got Imogen.
Right, what a great point.
Yeah, they'd just be like, okay, you're going to forget all this.
They're really not worried about this. They shouldn't be worried about this if they're smart.
Yeah. So.
But also, like, you really think she's going to see Brennan and be like, you know what? I want you to die. I'm going to go tell everyone.
No, which is why he's the backup plan.
Yeah, like, obviously that's going to seal the deal.
Yeah. Bodhi then walks off. Xaden goes in, and they're, like, talking about his room a little bit, and, like, about how the fortress is mostly stone, so stone didn't burn, so there was a lot of the original structure there and stuff. So then he asks after all you've seen, the question I have to ask before I tell you everything is pretty simple. Are you in? Are you willing to fight with us? That's
Yeah.
before he even explains anything. They haven't had any time to explain anything. It's like, Venom are here. They're killing these people. Let's go fight
Leadership is
You almost
clearly
died.
lying about it.
Hey, are you in? I mean, like, there's not a lot. But she
said
says
she was in when
She
she
did.
fought them.
Yeah.
And like almost sacrificed herself.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So yeah, she says she's in, and that obviously relieves him. And then he goes to like reach for her, and she's like, yeah, no, that's not
Yeah.
happening. Just because I believe you and I'm willing to fight with you doesn't mean I trust you with my heart again. I can't be with someone I don't trust. And so he's like, I never lied to you, not once. I never will. And she's like, yeah, but you kept it from me, basically. And you easily did it. So he's like, you're right. I did keep the secret, right? But he said, it took me a long time to trust you, a long time to realize I fell for you. And then someone knocks on the door.
Yeah.
And then she's like, don't say that. And he's like, I fell for you. And you know what? You might not trust me anymore, but you still love me.
Yeah.
I like how confident he is in her feelings here. You
I know, because she did this to him before. Also, he does say in his head that he loves her, but he's not going to tell her that because she's going to think it's like for all the wrong reasons. But I'm like,
Yeah.
well, you could just try.
Yeah.
Whatever, it's fine.
That's a common thing in books. We're like, no, I can't tell them because now that we're fighting, they're going to think I'm just trying to get something out of them. Like this I love you thing. I've run into that in romances.
Literally
and
happening in my exact book.
stuff.
In Throne of Glass.
Just say it.
Both of these characters. I'm like, oh my god.
Right.
It's not going to end the world.
No, but we got to have all that drama. So he's like, I should have told you. I totally get it. I won't justify it. You know what I mean? Like, but I'm trusting you now with everyone's life. Like I've basically risked everything by bringing you here. So I'll tell you anything you want to know and everything you don't. I'll spend every single day of my life earning back your trust.
Yeah, which is really cute.
He also thinks here, I've forgotten what it felt like to be loved, really, truly loved. It had been so many years since Dad died, and Mom not going there.
Yeah, we never really heard what happened to his mom. Either she, like, hated him, like Violet's mom does, or died when he was way younger. But I feel like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I just realized in that moment, I was like, oh yeah, we have never talked about her.
Yeah, never.
Violet's never thought about her.
This is like your only little hint of her right here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's like, you still love me. And I'm basically going to work hard to like totally prove it to you and like basically get you back.
Yeah.
Is what he's saying, And then he thinks to himself, she already owns my heart, even if she doesn't realize it.
I know. And I was like, you could just say it.
I know. Come
Again,
on. Speak
say
these
it.
things out loud.
Yep.
Anyways, so then there's another knock on the door.
I know.
And he thinks, fuck, is he impatient? You have about 20 seconds to ask a question if I know him.
I was like, oh, I'm sorry. Is him reuniting with his sister that he hasn't seen in 5 years or whatever, how many years? Is that like annoying to you? Are you serious?
He just wants a minute.
He's like, oh, he's so impatient. Yeah, duh.
I know.
Like, wouldn't you be if you realized that your dad wasn't dead?
She says, I'm still hoping that missive at Athebyne was really about the war games. Do you think there's any chance we just happen to end up in the middle of a Wyvern attack at that outpost? This is where the voice from the doorway says, that definitely wasn't an accident, little sister.
Yeah. And I was like, boom, confirmed.
Yeah.
Here we are.
Yeah. And Xaden sighs and he moves away and he watches her eyes widen and he says, told you I knew better, Poison Masters. You weren't healed, you were mended. And it's Brennan!
Yeah.
And he just grins and opens his arms and says, welcome to the revolution, Violet.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, but like, when? Like, that's my first actual thought was, when did he join the revolution? Was it at the final battle? Was it beforehand? What happened to that guy? Taryn's old rider. How much did Taryn know during that time?
Right.
Because his rider literally died
trying to save Brennan, who
So-
obviously somewhere in this point turned, but maybe he didn't turn there. Maybe he turned was someone,
maybe he actually did save
bringing him to life or something,
I
or
have
someone
so many-
else saving him or something. I don't know.
God, I have so many questions.
But you know what I first thought when I heard "Welcome to the Revolution"?
What?
I heard, you want a revolution? I want a revelation.
Oh. Nice.
Sorry. That song just started singing in my head, and I have to give it.
But yeah, I was just like, I'm very excited for her to be a part of the revolution and for Brennan to be here. But so many questions.
Yeah.
And again, like, I feel like my major thought is just like, is she gonna be more or less mad with this knowledge? I can't decide. I feel like it's so 50-50.
With the knowledge that he's not dead.
Yeah, like
Right.
there's even more depths to what was kept from her.
So yeah, that ends Fourth Wing. That is the last page of Fourth Wing. We find out Brennan is there and there's a revolution.
Yeah.
And it's like, what the heck's going to happen next? So I'm sure you're very excited to be able to read. Although what we're going to do, everybody out there, is we're going to do one more episode that's going to wrap the Fourth Wing book up. And then we're actually going to be on a break because we have another podcast, Camp Comparisons, and it is a Percy Jackson podcast. So we will be back onto that podcast for that
6
short
weeks.
period, 6 weeks or so, and then we'll be starting Iron Flame. So when we have a chance, I'll figure out exactly what date that will be, and I'll put it in our social media, in our Instagram.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we will have one more episode in
We'll at least
between
have one more episode. Yeah.
in between Fourth Wing and Iron Flame, where we do like a deep dive into all of the theories I had throughout the book and any that haven't come true yet and predictions for the next book, like as a whole, like bonus episode.
Yeah.
So that will come out sometime.
Yeah, we'll figure that out. There's a lot going on, and it's Christmas. Christmas is coming up to add on top of that. So anyways, we're going to have to end this here, but thanks for listening.
You can still follow our Instagram and our threads. That's a great way to keep updated on when our episodes are going to come out.
Yep.
So they're at First Wing Pod. And you should rate and review our podcast. On Apple Podcasts, you can leave a review that we will read on the podcast.
Yeah, and if you're enjoying us, we would be happy to have you just send one of our episodes, probably the first one, honestly. It's that kind of podcast. You kind of have to start at the beginning. To a friend who also likes these books, because sometimes it's fun to listen to a new person going through them and just kind of go over them again. We all enjoy talking about our favorite books and stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
And also I wanted to say that we got our Spotify Wrapped and
Spotify Wrapped for creators.
Sorry, for creators, yeah. So at the end of the year, Spotify does a Spotify Wrapped and tells you everything and stuff. And so it was nice to see that we are the #1 podcast for a few of our readers. So thank you if you were one of those 8 readers that we were the #1 podcast. Listeners. Sorry, you're listening, not reading this. Thanks for being one of those people. And yeah, and again, feel free to forward it on to someone and tell people about us.
Yeah, you can also, if we were in your top 5 podcasts, you could post on your story and tag us.
Yeah, I had one person do that. So cool.
Yeah.
So I appreciate that.
Okay, great. Well, next episode, we're going to do that bonus episode before our break. So join us next time, writers.
All right, bye.
Bye.